Have you ever heard a story so strange, so unsettling, that it gets under your skin and refuses to leave? Today we're diving into one of the most baffling unsolved cases in recent memory, a story that starts with a single, cryptic file and spirals into a mystery that defies all explanation. This is the story of Detective Harris and the secret file of Division 7. Our story begins in the dusty archives of a police department where a file from 1991 is unearthed. It's unmarked except for a stark, handwritten warning: "Do not reopen, property of Division 7. This was the first red flag. Why? Because officially Division 7 has never existed. The file was catalogued, logged, and then it vanished. Just like that, poof, gone from the evidence locker. But one detective, a man named Harris, had been sharp enough to make a personal copy before it disappeared. He had no idea that this single act of foresight would ultimately seal his fate. Inside this illicit copy, Detective Harris found two items. The first was an old cassette tape, a field recording from 1991. The second was an undeveloped roll of film. Harris listened to the tape first. The audio was crackling, filled with the sounds of wind rustling through trees, snapping twigs, and the panicked, heavy breathing of two men. They were in the woods, clearly terrified of something they were tracking, or something that was tracking them. Their voices were strained, whispering about strange lights and sounds that didn't belong in nature. Then a blood-curdling shriek pierced the recording, followed by an inhuman roar, and then silence. Harris was a veteran cop, not easily spooked. He ran the names of the officers mentioned on the tape. The search came back empty. It was as if these men had been scrubbed from existence. No service records, no pension files, no next of kin. They were ghosts. The mystery of Division 7 was deepening, and Harris felt a cold sense of dread creeping in. He knew this was more than just a cold case. It was a cover-up of something monumental. His next move was to get the roll of film developed. He took it to a trusted lab, bypassing official police channels. What came back was a series of photographs that turned this strange case into something truly terrifying. The first few photos showed a dense, dark forest, but then the images became clearer. One photo revealed a heavy metal hatch, half buried under leaves and dirt, right in the middle of the woods. It looked completely out of place, like something from a Cold War-era bunker. Another photo showed a series of bizarre footprints pressed into the mud near the hatch. They were large, deeply impressed, and definitely not human. They weren't from any known animal either. They were long, with three distinct, claw-like toes. But the most chilling photos were the last two. One captured a tall, slender figure, blurred by motion, lurking between the trees. Its proportions were all wrong, impossibly long limbs, a featureless head. It was there 1 second, gone the next. The final photo was a close-up of the ground, where a single, frantic word had been carved into the dirt: "Run." This was the point of no return for Detective Harris. The case consumed him. He'd spend late nights in his study, the eerie photos spread across his desk, the horrifying audio from the tape playing on a loop. He became distant, paranoid. His colleagues noticed the change. He'd talk in hushed tones about Division 7 and the thing in the woods. Then the weirdness started leaking into his own life. He'd hear strange clicks on his phone line. He felt like he was being watched. One morning, he woke up to find his personal copy of the Division 7 file, the tape, the photos, all of it, gone from his locked safe. It had vanished, just like the original. But they were too late. Harris had memorized everything. He'd cross-referenced old maps and declassified documents, obsessively searching for the location in the photos. His search led him to a place called Pine Hollow Woods, a vast, remote area that was, coincidentally, a former military weapons testing ground back in the 40s and 50s. He was convinced this was the spot. Without telling anyone his exact plan, Harris drove out to Pine Hollow, determined to find that hatch and uncover the truth once and for all. He sent a single, cryptic text to a trusted rookie partner. It was a GPS coordinate pin deep inside Pine Hollow, followed by 2 words, "It's real." That was the last anyone ever heard from Detective Harris. When he didn't show up for his shift, a search party was sent. They found his car abandoned on a dirt track at the edge of the woods. The doors were unlocked, the keys still in the ignition. Near the car, forensics found something that sent a shiver down everyone's spine, a single, massive footprint, identical to the ones in the photos, pressed deep into the soft earth. It wasn't human. The investigation into Harris's disappearance was massive, but it hit a dead end almost immediately. The official story was that he'd gotten lost in the woods, but his partner knew better. Harris was an experienced outdoorsman. He wouldn't just vanish. He secretly managed to retrieve the data from Harris's body camera before it was confiscated. The footage was fragmented and corrupted, but what it showed was the stuff of nightmares. The video begins with Harris pushing his way through thick undergrowth. He's breathing heavily, a mix of excitement and fear in his voice. Then he finds it. The hatch, just like in the photos. The footage shows him struggling with the heavy, rusted handle before it groans open, revealing a dark, vertical tunnel leading straight down. He attaches a rope, switches on his flashlight, and descends into the blackness. Down in the tunnel, the walls are not concrete or steel. They're lined with a strange, dark rock, covered in complex symbols and patterns unlike any ancient language known to man. They seem to glow faintly under his flashlight. Harris's voice is a whisper on the audio, marveling at what he's found. He follows the tunnel as it slopes downwards. The signal starts to break up. Then he stops. His light pans up. Standing at the far end of the tunnel is a figure. It's incredibly tall and gaunt, matching the blurred shape from the 1991 photo. It doesn't move, just stands there, watching him. Harris whispers a single, choked word, "Who?" And then the entity moves. It lunges forward with impossible speed. The camera feed fills with static. A final, horrifying scream is cut short, and the signal dies. The official investigation was abruptly shut down. The FBI swept in, declared the area a restricted zone, and classified the entire case as a matter of national security. The files were sealed, and anyone who knew too much was told to forget what they saw. The official narrative is that Detective Harris tragically lost his life in a training accident, but those who know the real story know the truth is far more terrifying. The story doesn't end there, though. The rookie partner, the one who saw the body cam footage, received an anonymous, encrypted email months later. It was just one sentence. He found one. There are more. This implies that the hatch in Pine Hollow isn't the only one, that whatever these things are, they have multiple gateways hidden across the country, or maybe even the world. The mystery of Division 7 isn't a cold case, it's an ongoing, hidden war. What was Division 7? Were they trying to contain these entities or study them? And what happened to Detective Harris in that dark tunnel? We may never know for sure, but one thing is certain. Some doors are better left unopened. What do you think happened? Was Division 7 a rogue government agency or something else entirely? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed diving into the unknown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. Stay safe out there.